retire, ma'am. I would like to congratulate you on your conduct today.
You want to congratulate me on my conduct?
I thought the whole occasion a great success. It was time you showed yourself in public.
Yes. Yes, I suppose it was.
And in the circumstances, your display of emotion was entirely appropriate.
I was crying for them, of course. But I was also crying for myself.
I know. You're not the only woman who has felt herself in low spirits after the birth of a child. I experienced something similar after the birth of my daughter, Mary. And yet, I only had an estate to oversee, not a country.
The birth was very distressing. Nothing has become easier since.
But it will. I know how hard it was for you to go out today, but I also know that tomorrow it will be easier.
I hope you are right, Duchess.
There can be no doubt about it, ma'am.
Such a shame no one wanted to join us.
What are we going to talk about?
Oh, I'm sorry. I think I left my volume of Chopin in here.
No, Miss Cook. Please, why don't you come and join us?
Any news from Coburg?
No.
I wonder how Prince Ernest is finding his new life as the Duke.
Hopefully better than his father.
I suppose he will have to find a bride.
Ah, Drummond. I didn't know you were a member.
I'm not. I was meeting the Marquis of Lothian.
Is he a friend of yours?
He's going to be my father-in-law.
You're engaged. May I offer my congratulations?
Excuse me.
You look so tired.
I've been traveling for 4 days. Oh, yes. Good boy. Good boy. What's this?
Come on. Come on. Isn't she adorable? Her name is Isla.
Isla.
I'm so pleased you're back.
Mr. Brunel is waiting for you, ma'am.
Had a meeting promised yesterday.
This is St. Antoine, the Duke of Montpensier, that worries me.
Indeed, sir.
Good morning, Sir Robert.
Lord Alfred.
Our ambassador in Madrid writes that the French are, as he puts it, sniffing around the young Spanish queen. The Duke of Montpensier was there last week and presented her with a zebra.
What a curious present. I'm not sure I would have married you, Albert, if you'd given me such a thing. So inconvenient. And the poor beast, coming all the way from Africa, must find the climate most trying.
I believe the climate is very warm in Spain, ma'am.
Of course. Yes, but surely Queen Isabel can find a husband for herself.
Queen Isabel is not yet of age, ma'am, and her mother, who acts as regent, makes all the decisions.
Poor girl.
A French match would be against the British interest. Louis Philippe wants to create a French empire in Europe through marriage. That would affect trade and our access to India. We spent 20 years fighting Napoleon. We don't want another war.
No, indeed. Perhaps I should write a letter to King Louis Philippe to express our displeasure at the thought of a Spanish match. What do you think, Albert?
I'm not sure I am qualified to have an opinion.
Not qualified? I'm sure Uncle Leopold would be horrified to hear such a thing.
I'm not sure writing will do any good, ma'am. Louis Philippe is only on the throne because he's a very wily man. He will not easily be deflected.
Well, I think a self-made king like Louis Philippe should be flattered to get a letter from an anointed queen. I shall see to it.
A visit to France. I wonder, ma'am, is that wise? Louis Philippe is a master of duplicity.
I have had some experience of people who say one thing and mean another, Sir Robert.
Indeed, ma'am, but his father, the Duke of Orleans, supported the revolution only to face the guillotine during the Terror, so Louis Philippe has learned to trust no one. I have always found him extremely difficult to deal with.
Which is exactly why I must go. Between monarchs, there can be a real frankness. I can say things to him that you cannot. And I shall have Albert by my side. I could not have a more able advisor.
Indeed.
Please, both of you, forgive me. There is something I have to attend to.
Excuse me, ma'am. I wonder, is the prince entirely himself? He still seems most affected by his father's death.
I think perhaps a trip to France might revive his spirits.
Well, I only wish I could accompany you, ma'am, but I have pressing business here. Might I suggest that you take Drummond to represent the government? He could be useful.
I have no objection to Drummond, Sir Robert, but I do not need a nursemaid.
Vous souhaitons la bienvenue en France, Votre Majesté.
Je suis si contente d'être ici.
Vous êtes adorable. Cette petite, une poupée.
Poupée.
A doll. Maybe we speak English, Victoria. I'm the first French king to be able to speak your language, and I would be delighted to practice. Mon fils Antoine.
Votre Majesté.
Coburg. I'm very glad to meet you finally, monsieur.
Pleasure.
Ils sont charmants de surcroît. You are a very charming couple. So young, so fresh. Allons à mon château.
Kissed on both cheeks, as if she were a washerwoman.
I believe it is the French way. Isn't that right, Lord Alfred?
I've no idea.
And to think I promised your mother I'd look after you. And here we are, in Sodom and Gomorrah. The country has no shame. Those court ladies are all painted. And the king, snubbed by them.
Sa Majesté la Reine Victoria.
Il me semblerait que la petite reine anglaise se soit accoutumée.
How beautiful you look, ma cousine.
Ernest, what a lovely surprise.
Is it really you, Victoria? For a moment there, I thought I was back in Paris.
Look at that. Such a shame the Duchess had to retire with a headache.
I think she might consider it to be the devil's work.
Well, I'm prepared to be led into temptation. What about you, Drummond?
I think to refuse such a creation might cause a diplomatic incident.